It's time to dive beneath the surface and into the minds and hearts of your favorite celebrities and pop culture icons. Welcome to Up and Adam.
Hey guys, what's up? You're watching Up and Adam Live. My name's Adam Nolan. Today I'm sitting here talking with TLC's very own Caesar Mack.
Okay, how's that?
That's perfect.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, Caesar, so I'm going to go ahead and dive in. How have you been during this pandemic?
I've been doing actually pretty good.
Yeah?
You know, it's just staying safe. I went out like after I think about what was that, like a month. My friends, they were quarantined, and so we went out, did a couple of things on the boat, but that was really about it.
You're still at Aloha Nails, yeah?
Yeah, I'm still there.
They haven't opened up yet.
No, they haven't. They really haven't even. They don't even know when they're going to open because I work at two nail shops.
And wouldn't you think that nails would be part of phase one, or no? They're not.
I think I'm thinking probably phase one, but then if you really think about it, when it does open back up, a lot of people are going to sit there and they're going to wait 2 weeks and not really go back to work. What they're going to do is they're going to be like, well, I need to just wait for like 2 weeks before I even start, before I go back to work. Let me see how the workers do if they get sick first, and then I'll come after them.
Yeah, you might get some jagged little toenails and fingernails coming in there after this pandemic. You might get some claws coming in.
Oh man, we're gonna get a whole bunch of stuff.
You just filmed with 90 Day Fiance self-quarantine, and you showed that you're doing virtual pedicures. Are we still doing that?
You know, I showed that. Yeah, I showed that. See, I didn't get a lot of slack from that, but a lot of people have been talking, and I don't have any moles or any cancerous on my toenail. It was just my toenail. I was running for a while, and my toenail fell off, and it grew back on. It's because I'm dark. That's why it is.
So because of the slack that you've been getting, did we decide to cut? Are we no longer doing virtual pedicures?
No, I just did it for my friend for that one time just to show her, you know, because she wanted to collaborate with me, and we were sitting there and she was like, yeah, you know, why don't we do virtual pedicures on there? And I said, yeah, that'll be a great job to kind of show everybody what's going on, you know, from a nail technician standpoint.
Yeah. Jumping back in, you at the reunion, you kept your cool, and everyone was so surprised that Maria popped up on the video next to you. You didn't act surprised. You were just kind of like you expected it. You knew she was coming.
Was that I didn't even know that she was even going to come on there. I had no idea. I thought that she wasn't even going to show up. And that segment that they showed of her, I didn't even know about that either.
So that's just production.
Yeah, that was just a whole surprise to me. And the other thing too is that I wanted to tell how I feel, but then I felt if I would have went all in on her and I started yelling at her, then that would have maybe stopped my chance of us getting back together again. You know, because I've had never, you know, people think that I'm an actor and I'm not an actor, but that was my first time actually being under pressure. You know,
like I'm a nail technician, damn it.
Yeah, you know, and everyone was sitting there watching me, and it was like pressure, and I didn't want to sit there and put her down. So the best thing I said, well, let me just not say anything, and then let me see what happens. And then but then the thing about it was that was when she started kind of digging herself into a hole.
A little bit. Sometimes it's a cultural difference or a language barrier. And sometimes it's so obviously not. When we're watching the reunion, you can kind of see when Maria comes on, it's nothing that anyone's painting of her. She came on with almost oh, well, Caesar, you're making me look like, you know, a bitch, or you're inflating these numbers of our 5-year relationship when it was really 2 or 3, and 40,000 when it was really like less than 5,000. You know, throughout the whole thing, she thought that you were making her look like this awful person, but you know, obviously as the fans and the viewers, we watched it and we see something totally different.
You know, the thing about it was I wasn't on there. I didn't bring her on there to like put her down or anything. What we did was I told her about the show. I said, watch a couple of clips of the show. Maybe this will be able to get you down here to America. Maybe this can help. And so of course we have to create some drama. And I was like, why don't we just go ahead and do that? She was like, yeah, fine, that's sure, that's fine. Let's go ahead and do that. You know, because in order for her to be on there, she has to sign paperwork to be on the show to agree to do it. And so that's what happened.
Okay. Did Maria agree to do the show before you even started filming?
Yeah.
And so that had to have been exciting for you because you're like, I'm finally going to meet her.
Well, I was like, well, there was many a times where, where it was like she missed the plane 3 times. There was excuses. I was sitting at the airport waiting with balloons, flowers and stuff like that, waiting with my friends for her to come off, and she never came off. I'd call a couple times and then no answer. And then the next day she'd call with some weird excuse or saying she needed to talk to a lawyer or something like that. And then I just got sick of it. I'm like, this is the last time like I had to show the world. And I was like, well, why don't we try to get you here by doing this? And she was like, okay, let's try it this way, because then we could skip everything else and then just get straight to it.
Without calling a spade, there was obvious, using, correct?
Yeah, you can say that. Yeah, because you got to think about it. She might say, to try to save herself, she might say it was like 2 years, but in actuality, it was 5 full years. It was 5 whole years. And plus, the times when we're trying to connect with her and talk with her, it was a lot of, she'll talk for a minute, she'll get off, or like she'll say martial law and then get off again. Little weird things like that, that was where it brings everything to light, And I was, at that time I was hurt because I was put under pressure. I felt like I was put under pressure. I had the whole world there looking at me. I had the network looking at me. I had the producers there. And then it's like, what was going on? And all I could do was cry. And then she's just going to say, well, why don't I just break up with you? And I'm like, man, I tried my hardest in the world to get you here. And then all of a sudden you're going to do this. And I'm like, I had my emotions went out. Like, what am I going to do now? I mean, I'm here in Mexico, and it was crazy, man. I'll tell you something, 90 Day Fiance, and no matter what people say about them, but they actually helped me out a lot. They helped me on my trip. They helped me try to get her here. They believed in me and me trying to get Maria here, and we're going to kind of start a new transition on our life, and so I treated it like it was something very special, that they were giving me this opportunity, and I really appreciate it.
We're grateful for it.
Yeah, I was really grateful. I was happy that they did it for me, that they even picked me to do that journey of my story, and I just tried to be as nice as I could with them. I did everything that they wanted me to do, and the thing about it is that I did go, and I did after that I went to go see her. I went to Ukraine.
Meeting that we don't have the photos from.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, that was it. Yeah. And a lot of people right now are giving me a lot of flack right now because of the photos.
Right.
But the thing is that and they think, oh well, Caesar, you didn't meet her at all, but I actually really did. I took off work. I think I took off 13 days, and I went to Ukraine, and that was like 7 months ago. I went there. I didn't even know if I was going to meet her or not. I had no idea. So I went there. I stayed there. I stayed in a little small hotel. I called her, and she said, why are you going to show up? Why? Like, why do you want to see me? And I was like, I still love you, maybe we can work it out. And then she was like, well, let's talk. And then we talked, and we worked it out. And then But
for you though, real quick, just to kind of chime in here, when you met her, I know that you still saw her on the screen at the reunion. Was it closure? Was it, oh my God, like this girl is beautiful. This is the exact woman I thought she would be. Or was it kind of like that thought of, wow, I'm over this. What did you get from that?
The thing was, when I talked to her about me going there with the camera crew, she was really upset about it, and she was really pissed, and she says, I'm not going to do it. She was complaining that the show made her look bad, and so she said she doesn't want to do it anymore, and if I came down there, she wouldn't even meet.
Wow.
Yeah, so it wasn't like I did it on purpose to make 90 Day Fiance upset. I actually did it because she did not want them to come down, and that's what it was. So she would have just basically ran away and never even shown up. But when I did see her, I was like, we were pretty much like, it was like a dream, you know, it was like a dream come true. And, but then it all went downhill from there. You know, then from there, and you could go ahead and interrupt if you want to. We started talking, and everything was okay. We didn't really get intimate. We did a little like kissing, but that was it. From there, I left, came back home, and then all of a sudden it was like, Caesar, you know, can you help me out with some of these bills? You know, help me out with some more bills. I got these bills, and my family needs help. And I was like, well, why don't you just get a visa to come down, and then once you get a visa to come down, then I can help once you get here. And then she was like, well, why can't you pay for the whole visa? And I'm like, well, why don't you just get a little job there, and once you get a job, then we can work together. But she didn't want to get a job there.
We saw her in the reunion when she kind of said, you know, come on, Caesar, like, girl like me, and you're a nail technician, and you have to make more money. And it was very kind of telling for her character. And this isn't, by no means, this is not a Bash Maria fest, but you know, when she did kind of chime in after, you know, even though your numbers were different, you both admitted to the fact that, you know, you were sending her money over to the Ukraine, and she's sitting there. We got to see the clips of her sitting around the table talking with her friends, and, you know, like, oh, it's okay, and we're not really dating, and this and that. Do you think that she wanted to keep so much of it a secret and keep the cameras away because maybe you weren't the only person who was sending her money?
You know what? And I asked her about that, and she says, I have a lot of guy male friends. So it could be where, because I asked her when I was there, and I said, I'm like, why didn't you sit there and just tell the truth? Why didn't you say that, you know, we were going to meet each other, we're going to be together? And she says, you know, the production crew, they messed it all up. The editing put words in her mouth. That's what she was saying. And she was saying, yeah, she has a lot of guy friends. And so probably she did at that time, you know. But when I was there, I didn't see anybody. It was just me and her, and that was it. But the thing about it is, all of her and her friends are like that. I feel like they just think that men are there to pay for everything and give them money, and they just sit there and not do anything until they get to the United States, and then they'll start working. And then after they get acclimated to the United States, they might just go ahead and run away from you.
It's probably, then, I mean, at this point, then it's great. It's for the best that we got to keep the ring.
Well, I think she would have just probably threw it away if I gave it to her. Because she was pissed about it. She was like, how are you going to buy a $200 ring, Caesar? It's $200. How are you going to buy that? And so, and also the thing is, she still looks at my Instagram. She goes on YouTube, still watches me. I know how her mind works, you know, because I blocked her, and then she said, why'd you block me? So she, even though she doesn't talk or say anything, she still watches. So I'm cool with that. And I'll tell you the truth, you know, with this, okay, there is no handbook. There is no video that you can watch. There is nothing that they can, that, let me see, like they tell you before you go into this. When you go into this part, you go at your own risk. They get you, and then after they're done, they're like, okay, Caesar, we'll call you back. But then when you're, okay, how will I say it better? There's two tiers. There's B celebrities, and then there's A-lister celebrities, okay? Right. A-lister celebrities, you cannot find them. You cannot go outside. You cannot see them. The only time you see them is if they're doing an appearance on TV and talking. Right. And that's all you see. And they live on a little island. B-listers, like us, like reality stars, and I don't even care if the reality stars say, I'm the best, I'm whatever. We can go to your local supermarket and you'll see us.
Right.
We can sit out there and be smoking a cigarette in front of our house, and you can drive by and you can take a picture of the address and you can see us. Right. And that is the difference between a reality, I'll say personality, than an actual person that actually does acting. Because acting, you have to read your lines, you have to read a script, maybe take like 5 or 6 months for you to remember everything. This reality stuff, we're actually telling our lives, you know? And
right, and you're putting real emotions on the line.
Yeah, and sometimes though those emotions you can't really convey, because when actually somebody puts when you have all the lights and the camera crew and the sound guys and everything, sometimes you don't know how to deal with that. Sometimes you're like, oh man, what is this? And you get nervous, and then once you go out into the real world and you might go to Lowe's or you might go to Walmart, and then people will say, oh, Caesar, I'm so sorry that Maria did that to you, but you know what, can you come and take a picture with me? Or you have somebody else run up to you and they'll just put the camera right in your face. And you're like, hey, I wasn't ready yet. What are you doing? Somebody will come and they'll stick their baby in your arms and say, take a picture with my baby. Weird things like that, or they'll think that that's actually you on the TV screen and you just came back from Mexico. So they need to write a book. Somebody needs to write a book, or maybe I'll write that. So that
you're open to projects.
Yeah, that way you can kind of survive that, because they just throw you out there. And, what to do, and you get paranoid, and when people are writing false stuff about you, then you get nervous. That's why I do these interviews, just to kind of like put it clear and tell how it really was.
I want to talk about our feelings on Big Ed, because
my thing is that, and I've talked to him, but I really haven't okay, I'll put a picture of us. I have put a picture a while back with me and him on Instagram, and we took a picture together, and then I got so much flack for it, I had to take it down.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I still got the picture on my phone, but people were like, why are you talking with him? Why are you friends with him? You're better than that. And this and this and that. And I was
getting a lot of slack right now.
Yeah, I was like, what the heck? And so then I got shook, and I was like, man, I don't want to upset anybody, so I took it off. And I've never watched his segment. I didn't see his segment. I saw one thing that was kind of disturbing, that he rised up so fast in the ranks. I mean, it takes time for you to get that blue check mark. It takes time.
Right.
When you it took me a while, and I'm still at I have a pretty big following, but for his, it shot up really quick. And I was either wondering, is it bots? Is it robots? Or is it because he was also on Twitch. Is it all the kids that follow him on Twitch? Is it that too? Is it the interviews that he's done on different TV shows, things like that? So that's a big question, because how are you going to rise so high like that? And also talking, with different people on your social media is kind of, you got to be careful, And then also there's one last thing. On the cameos, I do a lot of my cameos, and a lot of them are like, mine is like $40. It's really, I think it's pretty cheap, but some of the stars make it $150, and I think that's pretty much unfair. They'll do $100, or they'll do $150, or they'll do like $75, $80, and I think you're not going to say anything different than anyone else. You might reword it, but you got to give the people a chance that love you, that really care about you, to give them that experience for a decent price, because you're kind of just beating them over the head, and you're not really respecting them because they really care about you, and that's why they're getting a little piece of you. Right.
Which is nice. You're not raising a higher premium just because, I think that goes again with like having the good heart. And one of the things that people, that's why people love you, is you're always thinking about everyone but yourself.
Even the ones that hate me, I still want them to do it, and they can make fun of me. They can talk about me. They can say how ugly I am, but that's fine. It's okay.
But when you learn to laugh at yourself, then it's honestly, it's jokes on everybody else. So it doesn't, at the end of the day, you know what it is. You know what you signed up for. You know the platform that you have. And now the fact that you enter it with such a positive attitude on kind of, you're like, whatever's next, I'm at it with open arms. I want to put out there that I have a good heart. I want to be honest, positive. You're leading with the right foot. So again, we look forward to hearing many great things from Caesar. For sure.
And I appreciate it. And thank you, though. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Interview with Maria, that would be awesome. But whatever she says about the money part, it was actually 800 every 2 weeks. And that is the main thing, because that's all, everything I said is all true. My story is true. So even if she tries to lie, it's all true. And you could even like play my part back to her. And that's all I got to say. And that's it.
No, I love that. Listen, when you're willing to put your whole story out there and the facts and the proof is in the pudding, and you just kind of put it in somebody's face, it is what it is. You see how people react to that kind of information. So I don't know if we're going to be speaking with Maria, but if we are, or if we do, you know,
yeah.
I definitely will pass that.
I'll still be a friend, you know. I'll still be her friend. We'll still be friends. That's not going to stop me, but you know, it's not going to, you know, it's not going to make me send her any more money, but we can still be acquaintances, because, you know, I keep my Instagram open so she gets to see how much I'm growing.
That's a good form of revenge. Followers, you're like, look at me.
Well, I actually, my life and everything, because, you know, I just, man, I invested so much, man. It's like investing in the stock market and then it crashes. But yeah, that's it.
Right. Well, Caesar, again, I really appreciate it. We loved having you. You're amazing, and we look forward to seeing more. Thank you so much for being so transparent, and also thank you so much for being on the show. You've been awesome.
Thank you. Anytime. Thank you.
Of course. We'll see you later, Caesar.
All right. No problem.
Thanks for watching Up and Adam.